Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. That's right, kids. Welcome back to another episode of Hellcat on Marvel Tales. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, no, it's not a cat, it's an owl.
That's right. Justin the Owl swooping back in for another story of Patsy Walker's adventures.
That's right, kids. We're going to start, of all places, in Thunderbolts, the 2000 annual, then go to the Avengers 2000 annual, and then the 3-issue Hellcat miniseries from 2007. And I was pleasant. I'd forgotten. I was pleasantly surprised with all of the more Brave Vocal art.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was really great, right? Because you and I both know him from his Batman stuff. And for a while, yeah, he did some stuff over at Marvel. And this was really one of the greatest things I thought that he did.
Yeah, like I always forget, he did all this. He did some Marvel stuff because you say Norm Brayfogle, the first thing I think of is
Batman. My favorite character.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think most people, yeah. But also, he's check out sometime his. There was this comic book series he did in the 80s called Whisper, which is a big favorite of mine. It was written by Stephen Grant.
Oh,
and it was done on First Comics. This really gritty female ninja story, and it's fantastic. Yeah.
female ninjas, you say?
Oh, baby.
Yes. But Norm Brayfogle did the art for, I think, 8 or 9 or 10 issues of that. It's some of his earlier work, and that's also exceptional.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta check that out. All right, should we jump into these since we have the class issues? Yes. All right, kids. So, yeah, like I said, we're gonna start with the Thunderbolts 2000 annual, and again, since yes, another trailer just dropped for the algorithm. Thunderbolts. All right,
Thunderbolts.
I don't know. I'm wondering if something's gonna happen by the end of that movie because, like, if you see it, like they have the logo, it says Thunderbolts, and there's like a little asterisk behind it. I was like, oh no, what's this gonna be?
Yeah,
it's just gonna lead to, like, I don't know, like a Dark Avengers movie or something.
Could be.
Who knows? All right. I'll pop up the synopses here. So you said this is the first time you read this Thunderbolts annual?
Yeah, actually, I hadn't read this. I read all the other ones, but yeah, I missed this annual for some reason. I don't know why, but I did. Yeah, and I loved it because it's like, of course, a missing piece of the story. And I knew what happened in this annual. I knew what happened in the story, but I never actually read it.
All right. So yes. Oh, just the cover would be nice. And then we could talk about the retconning that has to happen for a certain someone to
indeed
be mentioned in this story.
Yeah.
All right. So Thunderbolts 2000 annual number 1, of course, from May 2000. Under the Surface. Writers Fabian Nicieza and Kurt Busiek. Penciler and inker Norm Brayfogle. Colorist Joe Rosas, letterer Richard Starkings, and Jason Levine, and editor Tom Brevoort. All right. Oh yeah, this is the only one without a synopsis. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'd forgotten that Norm Brayfogle inked his own artwork.
Yeah.
In all of these, and I only remember him ever having an inker paired with him on all the Batman stuff, like Steve Mitchell or somebody. And so it was really cool to see him inking his own artwork on these. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we open up with Hawkeye in hell.
Basically, yeah.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Come into face to face with the Gentleman Ghost. No.
A bailiff of madness.
But he could pass for the Gentleman Ghost.
Yes, and he says, yeah, he's taking Hawkeye to the Master. He says, but yeah, I remember reading this, and I don't think like the last issue Thunderbolts like kind of led into it because I was like, wait a minute, how do we get here?
Yeah, this kind of came out of nowhere, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but we get a little bit of a flashback here.
Yeah. This guy Anton Devine.
It's always got to be an Anton, doesn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
Says I've worked with him for months. I worked with an old acquaintance of yours, Damian Hellstrom.
Mm-hmm.
He asked me to come see you with the information regarding Barbara Morris, your late wife.
Oh.
Yep. He said time is of the essence. He's waiting for you at his home in Fire Lake. Yes. So then we flash back. Yeah. We'll flash forward again, and Hawkeye meets with David. I love. He's like, that's not the look I was expecting.
Yeah, and I laughed so hard at that because I think that was the last time they encountered each other in the West Coast Avengers. That was what Damian was wearing, if I remember right. So,
and then we see the rest of Thunderbolts, and they're talking about whether you should go help Hawkeye. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like when Hawkeye took over, he's like, yeah, the one of you who's like killed someone, like which was the Beetle. He's like, yeah, you gotta go to prison for a while, but then deal with the government. So, but just so people didn't know he was out of jail, they gave him a different appearance, different skin color, and all, kids. So.
They could do that. They have the technology, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we got new members, Charcoal and Ogre.
Yes. Yeah, I'd almost forgotten about Ogre.
Yes, he was like an old X-Men villain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the original team, yeah. And then the whole Charcoal story is interesting because it's like, I guess, like, oh God, when did they say? Was it like the 70s or 80s? Marvel must have held like some kind of contest to like the create a character or something. It might have been for a villain, and like I forget, somebody sent in that entry for Charcoal, and I guess I don't know if the contest never went anywhere or something, but
oh really? I was wondering where he came from. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that.
So I don't know if it was Fabian or someone else must have like dug that out of the archives, and it was just
Kurt Busiek, maybe.
Or Kurt Busiek, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's fantastic.
So I was trying to remember because I wonder if this is around the time they switched. Maybe is that why they're both doing this? Because again, Kurt Busiek started the Thunderbolts run, and then Fabian took over. So
yeah.
So I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
This might have been close to the time they switched over. Yeah.
Yeah. Could be.
Oh yes, and then of course this is also very interesting. Yes, Moonstone, Meteorite, whatever you want to call her, is having a quote unquote relationship with Hawkeye.
Yeah. Relationship.
Yeah. 15 minutes at a time, kids.
Which didn't that turn out to be a manipulation all along? Like, wasn't she like trying to get to be leader of the Thunderbolts or something?
I'm trying to remember. I think she always like kind of said that, but well, again, once the series ended, they kind of parted ways. But
because they always do that with Moonstone, which kind of bugs me. Like,
I think
always have her be just on the cusp of doing something good, and then like at the very 11th hour, there turns out to be some ulterior motive or some manipulation revealed at the last minute. So God, can I just let her do something good for once?
I know. I think was her original plan, but I think she ends up catching feelings for Hawkeye.
Well, I get it. It's a blonde biscuit. I get it.
Oh, they're both blonde. Biscuit.
He's got a type because so was Mockingbird. She's blonde.
But yeah, I love how the Thunderbolts are debating. They're like, should we go to hell to help Hawkeye? Which again, they're friends with Hawkeye, but they're like, with our histories, do we really want a chance going to hell?
To the netherworld? Yeah, exactly. But then we go back to Hawkeye having a confrontation with Damon Hellstrom, who's laughing his ass off
Yes.
at the look on Hawkeye's face.
He's like, oh, the look on your face, such relief to see me in my superhero outfit.
Yeah.
But then
he switches to the Hellstorm look.
Mm,
I guess you could call it, right?
like the long coat with no shirt underneath.
Yeah, the Warren Ellis Hellstorm look. With the
Mhm.
cane and the goth jacket and everything.
Mhm.
Looks like he stepped out of an Anne Rice novel.
Mhm. But yeah, so yeah, he's talking to Hawkeye's like, you've changed, Hellstrom, and Hellstrom says, you haven't. Truly, don't you think stagnation is worse for the soul? But he's like, oh, but then of course, Hawkeye has to mention Patsy Walker. He's like, I think it affected you more than you want to admit. I know, losing my own wife, and
yeah.
But yeah, Hellstrom's like, yeah, the death of your wife didn't change at all. He's like, the Thunderbolts might as well be the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, I laughed at that. Yeah. He says, I took over the family business, Barton.
You're surrounded. Should have been like, you're surrounded by a super team, and you're banging the resident blonde, and nothing's really changed.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I liked the callback here with the Phantom Rider stuff.
Yes, because
that was nice.
Yeah, because Hawkeye's like, wait, her soul went to hell, and he's like, well, aren't you surprised? He's like, remember the Phantom Rider? He's like, she killed him, and he says she killed other people as a spy.
Yeah. And then when Mephisto himself killed your wife, he did it knowing he would capture her soul and place it in his favorite playground, a part of his realm he calls the Arena of Tainted Souls. Remember that, because that will happen. It'll come up later.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, we also, something happened in Avengers Annual or Avengers issue 11 around this time by Kurt, where
yes, there were some deceased Avengers which had suddenly returned thanks to the machinations of the Grim Reaper.
And basically Mockingbird's spirits or soul supposedly tells the Wasp, Avengers, you got to reach Hawkeye, and for me, tell him that he's got to, and then it gets cut off.
Yeah. And I'd forgotten the Wasp was rocking her original costume in that story.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
So, and then and then Hellstrom pulls the swordsman out of
Yes, his former mentor. Yeah.
But then, so the Thunderbolts have decided to help, and they're like, okay, how are we getting to hell? So,
let's talk about somebody who might know a way to get there.
So Atlas goes to the one person he knows, but he's like, who is it? The person who gave him superpowers back in the day, and
the Enchantress.
That's right.
Lounging around, having a glass of wine.
Boy, they should have just called this one the Blonde Special.
Yeah.
But then, Moonstone goes to talk to Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. I was surprised by that. I was like, wow. One-on-one with Scarlet Witch. Okay.
I guess the Avengers even offered to go with Hawkeye, and he turned them down. But Wanda said she imbued some of his arrows with chaos magic.
Yes, remember that detail as well, listeners. That will come up later.
But then, we see the Thunderbolts have got, Enchantress has set them up with Pluto. To get them to hell. Do you see the address of the building they go in?
Yeah.
387 Park Avenue South. I'm like, is that Marvel?
Yeah.
Because
it's perfect.
Because Pluto even says, some like this particular location have known so much grief for so long that the doorway remains perpetually open. And then kind of like whispers to himself, all thanks to some billionaire's greed, as I understand it. Can't wait to taste his soul one day.
Yeah, Pluto is great in this.
And when someone says, is that charcoal? When one of them goes, Pluto, and he goes, the dog? Oh yeah, it is, because they're like, Charlie Ixnay, this is the Olympian god of the underworld. Get out of here.
Wouldst thou care to wager on that, child? No, sir.
Oh my God! So did Mark? Oh God, I forget what number he's up to. Is it Mark 2 at this point? He must have got one of the Ben Grimm specials overcoats because he has his armor underneath.
yeah. And I love how Moon's meteorite shows up with a pair. I think it looks like Hawkeye's underwear.
Yes, yeah,
To use as like a divining thing to locate him. Nice.
Well,
that'll work. Yeah.
I thought maybe she just brought him because they were banging, but no, she said she got it from Avengers Mansion. So
well, it worked whichever way. So then we go back to the duel between the swordsman and Hawkeye in the Netherworld.
Oh yeah, I mean this is some great brave local art. Yeah,
oh, it's so good. I just love it. He was such a master at like capturing the fluidity of actual dynamic motion.
Oh yeah,
like in these fight scenes, they look real. Like they look like how people would actually move in this type of a fight.
Yeah, I mean this is up there with some of the best Hawkeye, action scenes I've seen.
Yeah, so good.
But yeah, I love Hawkeye. It's like you're not even the real swordsman. He says, because if you were, you know how important this is to me, and even with our past differences, you'd be helping me out.
Mm-hmm.
But then they seem to go to the old carnival
with the House of Mirrors.
Yep.
And continue their duel in there. And then we get a great kind of full page spread of this visual feast of Mephisto and all this stuff. It's so good.
Oh yeah, because Hawkeye hits the swordsman with one of those chaos arrows.
The chaos arrows that the Scarlet Witch gave him. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, they meet. Yeah, that's where he meets Mephisto, and he's like, "Yeah, they're certainly powerful enough to see through the ruse perpetrated by my demon."
Yeah. And then we see some characters here, and I thought for a minute, Phil, I thought that there was Quasar in this lineup of characters.
Oh no, that's Marvel Boy, the original one from
the original one. Yes, at first for a minute I thought, "Oh, is that Quasar?" But he's still alive.
Yeah, Robert Grayson. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I remembered. Oh, it's the other dude. Yeah. And he wasn't around for very long, right? He was.
Yeah, no, he was around in the 40s, and then he popped up in like 2 issues of Fantastic Four. And then there was one that popped up in Quasar, but it was basically I think it was like almost like a clone created by Thanos. Yeah.
An android or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we see Thunderbird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming that Captain America is the one from the 50s who went nuts.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking.
I guess. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I was like,
I don't know.
And then one of the cowboys, I don't know.
The Rawhide Kid or something.
Maybe,
like
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Either that or Two Gun, yeah.
Two Gun, there we go. And then the Thunderbolts come in to the rescue.
Mm-hmm. Well, first, Hawkeye offers his soul in exchange for Mockingbirds, and Mephisto's like, why would I want one given so freely? He's like, especially when, bringing you here and, can gather souls far tastier.
Yes.
Yeah, when the Thunderbolts show up.
Why just one soul when he could have half a dozen?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they all look like they're charging in, but they all come into their own little scenarios here.
Yeah, they each have their own kind of personal encounters. Meteorite with kind of an alien version of herself, like from another world. And then Charcoal has a duel with Jolt.
Yep, who's supposedly dead at this point.
Right. Atlas has a crisis of conscience with his brother, Carl, who had been dead for a while. And Songbird is dealing with the wrath of Angar the Screamer, the dead hippie.
I know that. I mean, look at that visual, dude. Like she's down amazing. In the mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Mach 1 and Beetle duking it out.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I loved that these little kind of one-off little duels that each of the encounters had in this issue was fantastic.
Yeah, I love when Hawkeye's asking Mephisto. He's like, "Is this arena of tainted souls that you're some kind of personal hell that everyone has to face?" And I love when Mephisto's like, "Well, so many of you self-described heroes were spending time in my realm. It seemed an ideal avenue to allow them to wallow in the very sins that brought them here."
Mm-hmm.
Mm, so, but yeah, Hawkeye's like, he's like, "Did you plan this all along? Letting a demon escape and dragging us all down here." I love. He's like, "No, really. Do I seem so Machiavellian to you?"
Perhaps you are but a pawn in a much greater game.
Mm. Mm. Let me see the Thunderbolts fighting their little personal battles here, including Mach 2 sees the guy in the beetle armor is Golding the
Yeah,
basically the
I had
evil doctor he killed.
yeah, I'd almost forgotten about that Sinister Syndicate story.
Yep, Deadly Foes of Spider-Man. That's right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I have that the whole miniseries. I'd almost forgotten about that. Yeah, I love that. This issue is just full of callbacks to the old
Oh
past.
yeah, because that's the death they made him go to prison for. Hawkeye made him go to prison for.
Right. That's right.
Because I remember I was like, the Master's the evil. None of the rest of them killed anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have thought that Atlas would have killed a couple people as Goliath.
Yeah, he was nuts for a while there.
Yeah. And I think the Songbird, when she was screaming Mimi, I'm pretty sure that she screamed some people's faces right off.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely Moonstone.
I was gonna say, yeah, Moonstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And this whole scene with all these dead bodies clinging to Hawkeye, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this is heavy
Pleading
stuff.
for help. Yeah.
But then all of a sudden there's one of Mockingbird's battle staves comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. But I do love when those bodies are grabbing Hawkeye. He's like, "I'm not perfect. I'm not Captain America."
Yeah. Am I
Mm-hmm.
supposed to help everyone who needs it?
But then we see like Moonstone and Charcoal getting through there, and Atlas. Everyone's basically.
Yeah. They're all getting their individual triumphs
Mm.
over their personal tests.
And then they just in time to see Hawkeye grabbing one of those chaos arrows, and then
Yeah, he tags Mephisto with it.
absorbing all the passion, hope, redemption, reward, courage, and love that has been churned to a frenzied pitch by the Thunderbolts' ability to shatter through Mephisto's assault. So he takes that, and he ties one of those chaos arrows to the battle stave and shoots it into Mephisto.
Yeah.
Basically.
To devastating effect. It
Mhm.
says the stabbing of man's most noble instincts into a heart made black by bitter contempt proves more than Mephisto's physical form can handle. Hawkeye knows he will reintegrate himself as soon as enough evil has passed through the realm. And since every second of every day someone on Earth is dying with a soul scarred by their life's sin, Mephisto's rebirth might only take seconds.
So yeah, there was a wrapped up body by Mephisto, so they assume it's Mockingbird. So
They take it and run.
Hawkeye
Yep.
takes her into, but then meanwhile, as they're leaving, it almost looks like Mockingbird in shadow there.
Yes, watching them from a distance. Yeah.
So yeah, they come back out into the basement where the Thunderbolts went in, and Hawkeye starts unwrapping the body, which you already see the red hair. I'm like, oh
Yeah, we see the red hair right away, and it's like, okay, yeah, we get it.
but then he's
Yeah.
like, Patsy Walker.
And she says, cheese and crackers. Alive again?
Mm.
Yes, Patsy.
So yeah, the next thing they're back at Damian Hellstrom's mansion, and
With this big bone chair.
oh, the gargoyles there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he's pretty much pissed at Hellstrom because he's like, did you manipulate me to bring your wife back and not Mockingbird?
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
But no, supposedly Hellstrom say no. But Mockingbird's whole message was going to be tell Hawkeye he's got to come get Patsy Walker, or else she's going to be used by Mephisto as a pawn to kill Damian. Because, Damien even says, I couldn't invade Mephisto's realm without instigating a war that would have ripped apart the nether realms and in turn destroyed the earth as well.
Yeah.
So I did exactly what I had to do. So we saved Patsy's soul and avoided a black war. Hawkeye, the
For a
joke's
little
on
while.
he goes, the joke's on you then. He goes, because I'm there, I never got to see my wife, and yours wants nothing to do with you anymore.
David says, yeah, that's a funny one too, isn't it? And then Hawkeye thanks the Thunderbolts for coming to his rescue.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then they take off, and that's the end of the main story. Yeah, we get a backup with Moonstone, basically.
Meteorite. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were doing that for a little bit. I don't know if there's like a consciousness in that Moonstone or something, or that something was going on. I remember at this point.
Yeah, there was some type of subplot with her. I remember. Yeah.
I don't know, an excuse to have Mark Bagley drawn in naked Moonstone.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I love that artwork. It's so good. Yeah, he's amazing.
Amazing. All right. So so what you think of this one? Your first time?
Yeah, finally, after 25 years, I finally read this issue. Yeah. No, I loved it. I loved everything. The artwork, of course, obviously. The script was great. The characterizations were good. I think the highlight for me was the personal little tests that each of the members of the Thunderbolts had to deal with. I really enjoyed those. I thought those were all done really well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. I felt like it could have even been longer. Like there could have been even more story packed into this.
Yeah,
it seemed to fly by really quickly. But yeah, they accomplished everything that they wanted to do in telling the story. I thought it was very successful. And the best part, of course, obviously, is the resurrection of Patsy.
Yeah, and I wonder if they did it with the Thunderbolts. I mean, Hawkeye was there, but with the Thunderbolts, just so you didn't see the return of Patsy Walker coming.
Yeah. Because as we'll see in the next issue we're covering, she's right on the cover, so you know she's back. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get to the next one?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So.
And this was how I found out she had returned.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, Avengers 2000 annual #1 from May 2000. The Cat came back. This one only written by Kurt Busiek. Pencilers Norm Brayfogle and Richard Howe. Also the inkers, Norm Brayfogle and Richard Howe. Colorist Tom Smith, letterer Richard Starking's Comics Craft, and editor Tom Brevoort. Patsy Walker goes on a talk show to talk about the autobiography she just wrote, which details her life as a comic book protagonist, then her time as the superhero Hellcat, followed by her death and recent resurrection. Patsy's best friend Hetty then comes on the show and takes Patsy back home to Centerville, where Hetty has transformed the entire town into a tourist attraction based off of Patsy's old comic books. As good as it is to see everyone, Patsy feels like something is off and soon discovers that everyone in the town has been possessed by demons. Patsy tries to escape as Hellcat, but the townsfolk corner her, so Patsy sends out a psychic distress signal to her old mentor, Moondragon. Moondragon calls on the Avengers for help, but finds that only the Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, and Captain America are available. Despite having resigned from the Avengers, Cap agrees to come help, and Moondragon pulls in Hawkeye and Songbird from the Thunderbolts to help as well. The group arrive at Centerville, where Scarlet Witch frees Hellcat and Hetty from the demons' corruption long enough for the team to fly them to safety. Hellcat goes with the team back into Centerville to stop the demons, but the team has Hetty stay outside the town due to how dangerous things could get. The team goes into Centerville, where they find the Sons of the Serpent, using magic to summon demons, led by the amusement park manager, Deboya. The team attacks Deboya and the Sons of the Serpent, beating the Sons of the Serpent easily. Deboya then calls on the seemingly controlled Salem 7 to fight, and they prove strong enough to lock the team into a stalemate. Despite the team likely being able to beat Salem 7 eventually, they won't have time before Deboya summons his masters to enact their will upon the world. However, Daboya is surprised by Hetty, who snuck in after the team and who spills Daboya's ritual pot while he is using it. This disrupts the ritual, banishing Daboya and the Salem Seven from Earth and freeing everyone from the demon's corruption. Patsy decides to stay in Centerville while the Avengers, Thunderbolts, and Moondragon go their separate ways. Despite Daboya being gone, Patsy still feels like something is wrong in Centerville. All right. So, thoughts?
What did you think of this one, Phil?
I like this one. I read this one too originally when it came out. That was good. Again, we were setting up a Hellcat miniseries, which we're about to get here. But no, I liked it. Although it is funny that it's like, of course, the only 3 Avengers that were free were like, 3 of the ones that were originally there when she first put on the suit, and
Right.
Although I did like Kurt Busiek, bring. I mean, of course, it's cool to have Hawkeye there, but bringing in Songbird because of the whole Avengers Forever.
Avengers Forever, yeah.
Or,
yeah, and Hawkeye knew that. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And having Moondragon too was nice.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting to see her come back anytime soon.
Oh yeah,
she had been off in space doing her own thing for quite a while.
Because she was the old mentor, and again, that's a nice little tie into her Defenders days. Yeah,
definitely. So that was cool as well. And she was written really well. She was written, she wasn't just an ice bitch the whole time. She was written really well. And then we've got the stalwarts, Captain America and Scarlet Witch and Iron Man in the team. Yeah, I thought it was a great little roster for this story. It was fantastic. But what was the big surprise for me was Salem 7.
Yeah, because
oh my God.
I'm like, did they make any other appearances besides like Fantastic Four issues from like the 70s or something? I'm like, wow.
Well, the Fantastic Four, and then there was the Vision and the Scarlet Witch.
Oh, yeah.
Where they met their demise. Yeah. But that was it. Yeah, just that. And I thought, oh my God, that's going way back. And I love the Salem 7. I think that they are great. And in fact, I think that we should do like a Salem 7
September,
some type of month. Yeah. And do those Fantastic Four ones and the Vision and the Scarlet Witch ones.
Yeah.
Because those characters are so cool. I think that they're great.
Oh yeah, that'll give us an excuse to do some old Fantastic Four too.
Yeah. I looked it up. It's issue 186, 223, and then the annual 14, and then issues 3 and 5 of the Vision and Scarlet Witch miniseries, and then this annual. Yeah, and then I guess they appeared in some other stuff that I haven't read, which is more recent. Is it something called 4? Just a series called 4.
Oh, I haven't read it either. I think it might be a Fantastic Four thing, maybe.
Yeah, it is. It's what year was this? Doesn't have a date on it. Weird. But it's definitely more recent. Yeah.
But I mean, and again, we actually like gave the Sons of the Serpent stuff rather than just being normal racists.
Right. Yeah. They had an actual connection to an actual serpent demon
powers. Yeah.
And he looked very kind of like Set. Set-y or Sliggooth or one of those things that we discussed last year during Atlantis attacks, and one of those snake demons.
You know what? Just visually too, I love like Norm Brayfogel's take on like all the flashback stuff. Like Patsy's first time in the suit and the Defender stuff
with the Avengers and the Defenders. Yeah. I often said that after the Defenders ended, or her time with the Defenders was over, I understood that she wanted to like take some time off, but I always felt like she should have gone back to the Avengers at some point because she didn't really have a whole lot of time with that team in the beginning. It was really just for that initial story with the Serpent Crown, and then she kind of became a reservist only. And then she joined the Defenders. But after the Defenders time, I thought, wow, she never really did any other Avengers stuff except for all the reserve things that they needed her for, like Acts of Vengeance and all that stuff.
You know what would have been great? Like, again, well, I mean, we had Tigra. I love Tigra, but what if she had joined the West Coast Avengers at some point?
Because she was living out there at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have them both on the team. Like, why not? Yeah.
Oh, hell, I mean, back in the beginning when there was only, like, what, 5 of them? Again, put her on the roster. That's 3 men, 3 women. That's a nice
Yeah,
balanced
definitely.
roster there, yeah.
Yeah, who cares if they both feline? Doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the whole thing with Death Urge.
No, I know, yeah. Yeah, we haven't covered that yet, right?
Oh, yeah, the suicide issue now.
No, we talked about, I think, the first, what,
The
three
first,
or
yeah, the
three
first couple
issues?
issues, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And that happens later on. I hated that. I was
14,
like,
yeah.
oh, God, why'd they do that to her? Ugh.
But again, well, at least she was resurrected. Here we see.
I know. And yeah, this was handled really well. This whole
Yeah.
resurrection thing was done extremely well.
Oh, that's the thing I've been wanting to bring up for the longest time. So kids, we kind of see Mockingbird in hell, but meanwhile, years later, Bendis will give a secret invasion, and it's like, no, the Skrulls took Mockingbird, and all these sleeper agents. So basically, there's a Skrull in hell who thinks she's Mockingbird.
Yeah. Her programming failed. Her mind wipe failed, so she actually believed that she was Bobby.
Oh yeah, they were sleeper agents. They thought they were the people until
Yeah.
they got activated, because that was the thing. Like they
But
made a Marvel one, but they couldn't turn his programming on. So he was, even when they found out the truth, he's like, I think like Marvel, they can't turn it on, and
right. So funny.
So I wonder, I mean, I was headcanon this. I'm like, oh, maybe that's why Mephisto was really interested in her. It's like, yeah, I get to play with a Skrull who thinks she's a human. And again,
I haven't had one of these before in my
I get to torment Hawkeye.
arena.
His wife's alive, in space somewhere.
Right. He constantly thinks that I've got his wife, and that it's just a Skrull. And by the time that he figures it out, it'll be too late. It's so funny.
I just thought, again, funny because of that retcon. It's like, nope. There's a Skrull in hell.
And there's a weird retcon that will. I don't know if they ever talked about it again, but it's something that we'll discuss during the Hellcat miniseries in the last issue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about it. I had actually forgotten about it when I reread it earlier. I was like, oh, then there's that. Okay, yeah.
And it's so funny because the Richard Howell art for this was from after when she goes back, they make it look like the old school comics.
The old school Patsy Walker comics. Yeah, because a lot of people might not realize it, but her character goes back a long ways in comic book history.
Oh yeah,
those old Patsy Walker comics were like from what, the 40s and 50s and stuff.
I think something like that. I was going to say, he predates the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, all
totally, yeah.
That's so funny. I know they like bringing back old characters, but just back in the day, man, they brought her back to make her a superhero.
I love it. And that's another reason why I'm glad that she's still around today, is because she has such a long, enduring legacy and has gone through so many different kind of incarnations and metamorphoses over the years.
That's why it'd be nice if they brought her back somehow in the MCU, because again, I mean, she was in that Jessica Jones show. So
yes, I would love to. Yeah, I would love to see an actual Hellcat.
Like, I know me and Charlie were talking about it back in the day when that show was on. We're like, what if she makes it to the Thunderbolts? The MCU Thunderbolts. Yeah, but no, I guess I ain't having it.
No, not right now, anyway.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this annual so much. It's perfection. Like, I can't see anything bad about it. I just love all of it. Yes. I love the action. I love the dialogue. I love the characterizations. I love the all of the story. And it left it perfectly open at the end. Like, everything was open at the end for the Hellcat miniseries. It was perfect. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Should we get to that Hellcat series?
Yes. And this was your first time reading this one.
Yes, because I did not. They're not on the app, and I did not possess these issues until a gift from Justin. Yes, thank you, sir.
No problem.
I mean, you can tell. I mean, I think as soon as I read them, I'm like, oh, we got to do it.
Yeah. Well, I figured you'd want to do them next year, but I'm happy that you wanted to fast track it. Yeah.
Well, again, that was what, Christmas? I mean, I lasted a few months.
Yes. Yeah. You had a few months to figure it out. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So let's get to the Hellcat. And again, well, apologies for the quality of these covers, kids, because I just had to grab them off the internet because I don't think they're digital anywhere.
Yeah. I don't think that. Yeah,
Which I'm just like, why? It's like it's Brayfogle art and
Steve Englehart.
Yeah.
And as we'll see, like all kinds of guest stars and big things happening, and yeah.
I mean, I'm sure nothing's gonna happen until she, like, I don't know if she ever reappears in the MCU or whatever. But they need to do a Patsy Walker collection and put these in there.
That's just what I was going to say, like an epic collection of Hellcat.
Yes,
where they could collect this miniseries and some of the more recent ones they've done, which we covered one of those last year on the show.
Oh, hello, Noel Tate.
I know.
And then
and some of her Defenders and Avengers stuff, like, and some of she popped up here and there in like some Avengers Spotlight and Solo Avengers and Marvel Comics Presents and things like that. So they could do it. Yeah, they could do a great Hellcat collection.
Yeah. Oh, Noel brings up a good point. He goes, that costume is not great.
Oh, you don't like it?
I don't know. Well, for who, me? I don't know. I don't have a problem with it, but I almost like her. I don't know. Her original one might be better in my opinion. But I mean, I don't have a problem. I mean, no, I think Noel has a problem with this costume, but
yeah,
I don't think
I don't mind this costume at all. I thought it was nice because she had worn that other one for so long. I thought that it was nice to have a change, and all it did is really just a color inversion.
Noel said the toes.
Oh,
well, at least
it's legit. Like that's what it's supposed to be.
It's 5 toes, so you know it's not AI. So,
or Rob Liefeld.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that looks like a human foot, so you know it's not Liefeld.
Did you see him belly aching about how he didn't get a credit for
creator
credit for some shit?
Disney treated me bad. Daddy.
I'm going to take my ball and go home. Nah.
I mean, what creator who's not Stan Lee didn't got the time and date from Disney? I mean, come on.
Exactly. Come on. Yeah.
Man, I'm not right there anymore, man.
Yeah, go finish that issue number 9 of Youngblood.
Oh my! Noel said, "Yeah, the classic is better." Like I said, yeah, I don't have a problem with this one.
Yeah, I agree. The classic's definitely better, but for a brief change of pace, I thought that this was refreshing. Yeah.
Again, it's the year 2000, Noel. So
yeah, they're doing everything different that year.
Rob is a blob. No, he's just a whiny bitch. I think I told you the best ever was when I talked to Fabian Nicieza the first time, and I said I introduced him as the father of Deadpool, and he goes, "Oh, I guess that makes Rob his mother." Oh,
yep.
All right, should we get to the Hellcat series here?
Yes.
All right, so covers up. That's right. All right, so Hellcat number 1 from September 2000. One Life to Live.
Oh my.
Writer Steve Englehart, penciler and inker Norm Brayfogle, colorist Tom Smith, letterer Sharpie font, and editor Tom Brevoort. So yeah, I guess these are all just like those digital colors or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, letterer. I mean, or wait, what's Sharpie font?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure it's one of these.
Yeah, one of those houses, those crews.
Yeah, they really don't give much info about it. There was a link, but there's really nothing
Like
there.
that Team X or Team Z or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's probably it's a digital something or a team or
Yeah.
All right. Patsy Walker is being interviewed on TV and describes her early life as a teenage model, star of a comic book series, and then after meeting the Beast, an Avenger. That's the other thing. When she was on that TV show, the Avengers Annual, I'm like, so no one has a problem with. Oh, hey, I went to hell. There's a definite hell. So,
Oh yeah, by the
that's
way,
what
yeah,
mine.
I've
It's like
been there and it's real.
I've confirmed the afterlife. I mean, I didn't see heaven, but there was definitely a hell.
And I was stuck there for quite a while.
Yeah, kids, don't do suicide because that'll fast track it. Something like that.
Yeah.
No digital letters, I guess. I don't know. And later she chats with Hetty Wolf and Nick Scratch, mayor of Centerville, California, where Patsy has settled. Hetty praises her for seeming so normal, but once inside her house, Patty confesses she is actually deeply anguished after having been to hell and come back. She recounts her experiences after marrying Damian Hellstrom, killing herself and fighting endless battles in hell, and her resurrection by the Thunderbolts. She also tells, Thunderbolts. She also tells Hetty that algorithm kids. She also tells Hetty that the new mayor, Nicholas Scratch, is a dark magician. Hetty wonders how she knows that, and Patsy says Mephisto never really let her go. Just then, a group of ninja sorcerers attacks her. Patsy magics herself into a new Hellcat costume and defeats them effortlessly. Then Scratch manifests and says he will come for her again. She decides to go confront him directly. In his sanctum in room 7 at the Centerville Motel, she bursts in the room and they battle. He reveals he does not work for Mephisto as she suspected, but rather Dormammu, who suddenly appears, summoned by Scratch's ritual magic, and teleports Hellcat away.
That's a hell of a cliffhanger, huh?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And again, everyone's expecting Mephisto, especially after that Thunderbolts annual.
Mhm.
But it's Dormammu.
Yeah. Very clever.
Mhm.
Yeah, what'd you think of this one, Phil? Well, this was your first time meeting this
Oh,
one.
I liked it. It was a good setup. And again, it's like, you kind of get taken by surprise. It's like, oh yeah, it's Dormammu. Like I looked at the cover for 3, but I kind of just put it out of my mind. I was like, oh yeah, Dormammu.
Yeah, he shows up somewhere, but you're
Mhm.
thinking it was going to be at the end of the first issue. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought this was great too, because for people that weren't acquainted with Patsy Walker at the time, considering she'd been gone for a while and just been resurrected, it was a nice introduction. You got a retelling of her origin. You got her frenemy Hetty there. That's kind of they've grown closer over the years, and there's some great action here where suddenly her new costume appears and she's fighting with these costume dudes that are sent by Nicholas Scratch to attack her. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I thought this was excellent.
Yeah, and once again, great Norm Brayfogle art. But I think I see what the problem is with this costume. I mean, again, it's mostly blue. It's got the yellow and it kind of inverted. It's got the yellow and blue, or the yellow gloves and boots, and then you just have that. Besides that, that red sash around it. It seems kind of plain. And again, I know the yellow one's probably just as plain, but I don't know. I don't know if the darker color makes it seem more plain than the.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe there should be some other design or something on it.
Like some stripes or something on the chest.
Yeah, something to make it seem less just like a negative version of the original costume. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think the color scheme works when it's the original inverted that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is good. Yeah, this was good. And that it's almost like a page and a half splash of when Dormammu appears.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And I never thought that I would see Norm Brayfogle drawing Dormammu of all characters.
I know, yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. What a great surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love it. And Nicholas Scratch, I wasn't really familiar with him either. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, Agatha Harkness's son.
Yeah, but I couldn't remember where I had last seen him or if I had prior to this story.
Yeah, because I think he was involved in that original Salem 7 stuff from like those early Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But after that, I couldn't remember if he had. Because I mean, we saw Agatha all over the place, but I don't know.
Right.
On Nicholas Scratch.
Yeah. Old Scratch.
What an age. Yeah, the Fantastic Four stuff. Yeah, it's basically all Fantastic Four stuff before
Okay.
#1. Yeah, because it's saying. Yeah, because besides the Avengers annual and these Hellcat issues, it's really and the Four stuff, like you were saying, it's basically just Fantastic Four 185, 186, annual 14, 222, and 223. So
Okay.
So yeah, basically the Salem 7 stuff.
Yeah.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yes.
That character with the flaming head in the background. No, not Ghost Rider. No, not Jack-o'-lantern. Dormammu. No, not Johnny Storm. Dormammu. Okay. Hellcat #2. Oh God. From October 2000. I don't know if you noticed. Oh, I did notice this before. The Bold and the Beautiful. So far we're getting soap opera titles. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. What? Stupid screen. All right. I think we got the same. Oh, I was gonna say same team as last time, but now letterers are. It says Dave Sharp for letterer. So. Hellcat is shocked to find herself in Dormammu's realm and battles a scythe-wielding lackey. Dormammu says he is about to attack and conquer Mephisto's realm, and from there, Earth. He teleports Hellcat away. In Hell, Mephisto has convened a meeting of all the Underworld Hell Lords as he managed to discover Dormammu's plan, presumably because of his connection to Hellcat. Mephisto, Pluto, Satanish, Hela, and Hellstrom argue amongst themselves. Pluto and Hela refuse to work with Mephisto and leave. Hetty Wolf visits Scarlet Witch at Avengers Mansion for help. She recounts Hellcat's battle with Scratch and subsequent disappearance. Wanda agrees to help, though she is unable to contact Doctor Strange or Clea. She calls Hank McCoy and asks him to meet them in Centerville. Meanwhile, Hellcat finds herself lost in Dormammu's realm and witnesses his armies massing at the gateway to Hell. Hold on, I lost my spot here. Yeah. She also finds Umar, Dormammu's sister, trapped within a magical prison. Umar fruitlessly urges Hellcat to try to help her escape and mocks her for having been married to Hellstrom. Hellstrom abandons Mephisto and Satanish at Dormammu's hordes invade. I mean, come on. I don't know. Your brother's Dormammu. Do you ever even talk?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I dated the son of Satan. Could be worse. Could be Kanye. Oh. Hellcat moves closer to the portal to watch the invasion, also wondering where Hellstrom is, and then chiding herself for thinking of him. She is suddenly attacked by some of Dormammu's demons, whom she fights off, but falls into the portal to Mephisto's realm, where she witnesses Satanish betray Mephisto on behalf of Dormammu, who reveals that he actually created Satanish long ago. Mephisto, now in prison, rages against Dormammu and Satanish, but Hellcat approaches to set him free. So we got a big because Satanish had to be in like another character who's around for a while, right?
Yeah, I think he went back to like
probably Strange Tales or something.
Doctor
right?
Strange, yeah, the early Doctor Strange stuff, I think, from the 60s.
Hold on, let me see if I can find that.
I think
Satanish.
He had been around, yeah. I think he had been around for quite a while.
Yes, Doctor Strange 174 from August 1968.
Okay, yeah.
So
and
yeah,
he showed up a bunch in the 70s, if I remember right.
So yeah, so give Ray a big update on his origin here. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Dormammu.
Yep. As like a shadow version of himself. Yeah, that was a surprise.
Mhm.
I was not expecting that little twist.
Yeah, I mean this thing is this miniseries is a pleasant surprise because you think Hellcat, you're thinking, oh yeah, maybe it'll be like a street level thing or like a classic superhero thing, but no, it's hell.
Yeah. She went straight to hell, and she's dealing with this major level, like these war between these evil forces of the netherworld, of different netherworlds. Yeah, it's great.
I love these mystical prisons like the Umar's in. Like she's suspended upside down, but meanwhile her skirt is still staying up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think later on we see Mephisto suspended like that as well, and his little scrappy loincloth is similarly suspended. Yeah.
I may be the devil, but I'm not a pervert.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what did you think about this where like now Patsy actually has the power to like summon the costume and stuff and
I like that. I thought that made sense because of the nature of her resurrection and the fact that I thought that she did have some kind of ability. I mean, Moondragon trained her to use some type of telepathy and limited telekinesis and things. And I think she even taught her a little bit of pyrokinesis as well, if I remember right.
and I don't think
stuff.
Yeah, and I don't think they mention it, but I could see that making the costume more durable, so it's not getting like ripped up every 2 seconds for like TNA shots. Yeah,
yeah, and just having one costume like that's like having Iron Man having one suit of armor. Like, it's not practical. It's not practical. So yeah, I thought that made sense for her totally, and especially given the nature of her character, that she could summon that whenever she needed it, whenever supernatural or demonic forces were nearby. It's kind of like a version of the spider sense.
And it is cool here. It's like some of these scenes are wrestling demons and stuff.
Yeah.
Demons, yeah.
Yeah. Some more great Norm Brayfogle action scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So good.
But yeah, it says Scarlet Witch called the Beast, but basically she's she called Beast, then she called Hawkeye, and basically told them, bring anyone who who knows Patsy Walker, cares for Pat.
Yep. And that's what they do.
Yep. Yeah, the big cliffhangers. Yeah, like you said, Mephisto is suspended like that too, and then Patsy comes, basically says to set him free.
Yeah. It's quite a change.
Oh yeah. All right, we ready to wrap it up?
Yes. The final issue.
Got Hellcat number 3. Dormammu.
It's quite a cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, that costume not looking that durable there.
She's gonna need to summon another one by the time this is over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Hellcat number 3 from November 2000. Passions. Same team as the last issue. Hellcat frees Mephisto, who then immediately attacks her, but then realizes he must fight Dormammu first. Hellcat tells him he needs Damian Hellstrom to fight Dormammu. He initially spurns her help, but follows her once she reveals that she can see the magical trap set for him. She leads him into Hellstrom's lair, but he is enraged upon seeing her and refuses to help. As Hellstrom and Mephisto argue, Hellcat leaps into the next underworld, that of Pluto. Meanwhile, Scarlet Witch and Hetty arrive at Patsy's house to find a large group of assembled heroes, close allies of Hellcat's, who intend to serve as anchors during a seance. Hellcat emerges from Hela's realm, apparently having struck some bargain with her too. Then she descends back into the arena of tainted souls to retrieve Mockingbird, who's trapped there. Oh, they even make a note here. It will turn out that Mockingbird was never dead. So this is the soul of the dead Skrull who replaced her. Actually very
I love it.
I mean, so I'm assuming, yeah, that program's still in place. So she believes she's Mockingbird. Oh, that's what they need. They need the real Mockingbird to like fight like her evil double escape from hell or something.
So funny.
She asks about Clint and eventually insists that Hellcat leave her behind, saying she is here for a reason. Yeah, 'cause you're a damn scroll. Trying to take over the earth. Dormammu gloats over his apparent conquest of Mephisto's realm and relishes reminding Satanish that he is nothing but his minion now. The remaining Hell Lords summoned by Hellcat convene in Hellstrom's realm. She convinces them to join hands and conjure a spell which converts the realms of hell into ice rather than fire, since hell is only a state of mind anyway. Since Dormammu is a creature of fire, he is vastly weakened and is forced to flee with Nicholas Scratch. Mephisto returns through a portal to blast Satanish and is Mephisto returns through a portal to blast Satanish. Mephisto thanks Hellcat, but then claims her soul anyway. But Patsy lays out what she has learned about the Hell Lords. That Hellstrom's father is in fact Satanish, not Satan, and he too, like Satanish, is merely a pawn of Dormammu. Hellstrom's head bursts into flame, and he acknowledges the truth of this. Then he tries to attack Hellcat and claim her soul, but Mephisto protects her and even sends her home, where she is surrounded by her friends. All right. So
another big surprise in that one. It turns out Damon Hellstrom's dad was Dormammu.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
is it more like his grandfather? Because Dormammu created Satanish, and then was Satanish his father then?
I don't. It's confusing.
Exactly.
That was the part of this story that I was like, I don't know, man. I think you kind of lost me with that one.
I mean, I don't know if they're trying to clean stuff up because when he first appeared, when is it like, oh, his father is Satan? And it's like there's like no Satan,
right? Yeah, they retconned that a while back. Yeah.
But yeah,
originally like Zarathos and all this stuff, and for a while it was Mephisto and all this.
Yeah, it was Mephisto for the longest time. So I don't know, for some reason they don't want Mephisto being a dad or something.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't get it. Yeah, that was the only part of the story that I honestly didn't care for. It was this whole like, because you already had the big reveal about Satanish being Dormammu's doppelganger or clone or whatever, or shell. And then you got to throw this other twist in here. I didn't really like it because, I mean, wouldn't Patsy have, in all of her years with being married with Damon, like, I just find it weird that this was never revealed before this miniseries in the year 2000. I don't know.
I guess it's magic because I'm like, how would you not know? How would I mean? I guess Damon Hellstrom, when he's born, he might not know who his dad is, but wouldn't Mephisto be like, oh yeah, that's not my kid?
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. But I loved everything else.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Yes, there he is.
Where all the heroes assemble. Yes, Namor's there, right behind.
There he is.
Right behind Wonder
Man, Wonder Biscuit. We got a nice assemblage happening there. Yeah.
Namor behind Wonder Man. I feel like we're in your hard drive now.
As a matter of fact. No, when I saw that, I wondered if this was originally supposed to be like a 4-issue miniseries, and like all these heroes were gonna like charge in and help Patsy. But then I thought, you know what? No, let this be Patsy's spotlight. Like she doesn't need these dudes to come in backing her up and like rescuing her. She can handle this. Like she's Patsy Walker. She can deal with this. And so I was happy that wasn't how it turned out. Like she dealt with this on her own.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just a thing though, just to show, oh yeah, she's like a big part of the Marvel universe. Like she was an Avenger with these people, or a Defender with these ones. Yeah.
She's built like a family of superheroes around her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's important, and I'm glad that they established that fact, because again, for new readers of Hellcat, they were picking this up in the year 2000, 25 years ago, and had no clue who Patsy Walker or Hellcat or even Damon Hellstrom or Satanish or any of these characters were. It was a nice introduction to her and to those supporting characters, but it also, like you said, established how important she is in the Marvel universe, how many people she's met over the years, and how many teams she's been involved with, how many adventures she's had, both solo and with other groups. It's really great.
And I can even see like Steve Englehart like wanting to correct, it's like, yeah, he had this kick-ass female hero, and they just like basically probably killed her for Damian Hellstrom's man pain.
Yeah. There was some great dialogue too about that, and really all three of these issues throughout, just about the suffering and the pain that she felt and all this stuff. It was important that they acknowledge some of that.
Yeah,
because he put her through a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that, again, great Norm Brayfogle art, when Patsy goes back into the arena there, and Mockingbird's like, pretend to fight me, or else they're going to notice.
The Skrull, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Skrull. Skrull bird, yeah.
The Skrull bird. Yeah, whenever I see that now, I laugh, because I think that's a Skrull, and she doesn't even realize it.
Yeah, because they don't. I don't think they mentioned her since the real Mockingbird's been back. But I'm like, mention it. Be like, there's a damn Skrull.
And at this point, she's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she should be a legend in the Skrull mythology.
Or they should have do a story where she escapes from hell, and now she's like psychologically damaged, because maybe now she finally remembers who she is, and it's just like. It's like, not only was I stuck in human hell, but I was stuck in human hell as someone else.
And I believed it the whole time.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I was thinking. I'm like, shouldn't like the Skrulls almost be like a not a binary race, but just like one gender or no gender race, because it's like
totally genderless. Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah, exactly. You basically change genders when you need to procreate, I guess, right?
I mean, I almost feel like they did that just for the whole Elijah thing. So they were just like, no, Johnny wasn't banging a guy for male Skrull for years or something. Which, again, it's an alien.
Yeah, come on, let me have my fantasies.
Again, you look. Oh God. Because again, you look at Elijah, she looks like just like a regular hot chick painted green with
right, exactly,
ears,
with the pointy ears and the green hair and all that. Yeah.
Because God forbid, even like Johnny was like banging a slob, who basically just shape shifted. Oh no, the rape's okay. She was hot. No.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to pick out a bunch of Skrull. We need a month of Skrull stuff, maybe.
We do. Yeah.
Fantastic Four and like other places they've appeared. Yeah.
Yeah. Add that to and Silver Surfer. Yeah. Add that to the list for next year.
That's what I was going to say. I need to start keeping a list on the computer. Every time we mention something, just throw it on the list. Well, good thing. Well, we've got enough suggestions for the next 2 years. So.
Exactly. I think we've already almost filled up half of next year with just stuff that we've talked about on the show.
So I was like, I haven't been writing them down. I need to write them down, keep the list. So,
well, I'll remember the Salem 7, because I definitely want to do some episodes on that. Those Fantastic Four issues and the Vision of Scarlet Witch stuff.
Oh, there's a bunch of stuff. Remember, we want to do a Sharon Ventura thing.
Yeah, Sharon Ventura. I'd love to do a Firebird month.
Although we'll be getting some Fantastic Four with Sharon this year, so I think at least 2 episodes. So.
Oh, with
the Aaron the Rogue Watcher stuff and those Fantastic Four clones that.
Oh yes, yeah, that's right. I forgot those. Yeah.
And half of them are like those dream issues. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, so we'll have we'll have enough ideas. We'll just have to figure out the order to do it.
Right. We'll have to assemble them properly.
Oh
Yeah.
God, what were little that I just did? We were just doing a Spider-Man. Oh, it was the annual Amazing Spider-Man annual 19. The one with Mary Jane on the cover, looking like ripping.
Oh, with the spider suit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah.
But it's the one what Spider-Man's fighting Alistair Smythe and his Spider Slayer.
Yes.
And I swear, it looks like he's fighting him. He takes him to the same damn train yard, the same exact spot where he fought the Super Skrull in that issue, You, Me, and Lil.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
with Ms. Marvel? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Because I was like, how many times is he bringing those, villains? They had that same damn spot.
It's popular. It's a popular hangout.
I'm like, what does he have against the trains? And Lil's like, they're never on time.
It's a source of constant frustration.
All right. Anything else, Justin?
No, I'm glad that we covered these.
Yeah.
This is like a hidden gem of Patsy Walker Hellcat stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the issues. Yeah, I remember wanting to read this, and
Yeah. I had no idea when they were going to put these on the app or when they were going to reprint them, so I figured it would be good. Yeah, especially with the Steve Englehart and Norm Brayfold artwork. What a great combination! I honestly wish that they had done more stuff together. These 3 issues were great, and it just kind of made me hungry for more. Hungry for more stuff.
And I'm like, why put the annuals on the app, especially when the Avengers one at the end says, "Oh no, check out the 3-issue Hellcat series," and it's like, well, it ain't on the app. So
where's the rest of it? Yeah. I know, it's so funny. They'll get around to it someday,
I guess. So yeah, this was quite the issue. There was at least one thing in this for both of us. We're like, oh well, after 25 years, I get to read that.
Yes, I love that. Yeah.
All right. So yes, next time, the next 2 episodes, we're going to be covering the Mockingbird series.
The real Mockingbird, not the Skrull one.
That's right. It's more recent.
And that'll be new to me. I haven't read that one either.
Like I said, I just read it. I only read it for the first time. So yeah, I could reread that. Yeah, I because they were on sale. I was at a comic shop. I don't always go to this one, but they had like 2 trades on. They were like the little trades, like the first 4 issues are in one trade, the second are in the other trade. But yeah.
Love it.
Again, it's only 8 issues, so yeah, you can probably find it pretty easy. Kids might even be able to find floppies. So, although I think it's on the app too. So yeah, it's available in enough places.
It's out there. Yeah.
So send it. Well, next time we'll do the first 4 issues, and like I said, in 2 weeks we'll do the other 4. So yeah, send us your thoughts on that Mockingbird series. So yeah, send us your thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics. For those of you who are visual,
yes. Look at this colorful prompt.
For those of you who like your male or female biscuits, blonde biscuits, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find pretty much every episode we have done since the beginning of time, CapesLunatics.wordpress.com. And again, help support the Capes Lunatics Podcast Network with we'll buy merch either at Teespring or TeePublic or Spring websites. And again, deadlier than Mephisto or Dormammu
combined.
She even has hell in her name. Lilith Hellfire demands that you rain random money on us through the Cash App link, or she'll rain hellfire on you.
Make it rain.
Because remember her mantra, kids.
We need the money. Gimme.
All right.
Tapping my way downtown.
For that money, kid. All right. And of course, the Patreon, if you want something for your money. Yes, for subscribe to the Patreon. Again,
join me in the Patreon elite.
And suggest topics. If you subscribers get to ask us to discuss topics, as Justin has done many times.
Yeah, I suggested one for this year already.
Yes.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And of course, and Ray did measly one and thought that was enough.
I'm sure he'll submit another idea. I'm sure he will.
Well, he's busy on Ray Plays Games, kids.
That's
on YouTube.
true. That's true.
Playing with his deck or 2 decks or other people's decks.
Strongest wrists down under.
All right. So yes, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/CapesandLunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
I cannot wait for the next Scarlet Spider episode just to play those drops for Ray live.
Oh yeah, I know. I can't wait to see his face. Yeah.
I start playing them every time. Recently, Lilith just keeps going taint, taint, taint,
Taint, taint. It's the best.
Nothing better than 4-player.
All right, now for this Justin Diao. You can catch him, of course, here every week on Marvel Tales or X-Men Classics. Sometimes you'll be lucky enough to have both. And again, you can catch him here monthly on Energon Universe, where we talk the new Transformers and G.I. Joe content from Image. You can catch him on One World Under Doom, the Dr. Doom podcast monthly.
Right.
You can also catch him monthly on the last episode of every month for Ultimate Spider Cast, where me, him, and yes, our good friend the Deck Master talk Scarlet Spider, and we're going to get some slingers this year.
Slingers.
Yes. Yes, the Deck Master.
The Hard Master.
And you can also catch Justin on Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks at least once a month on We Are the Night.
The Batman podcast. And Azrael.
Yes, because we talk Azrael once a month. And again, he joins us for certain episodes like the Catwoman or Anarchy this year.
Anarchy August.
Yes. And don't forget Meow May.
And Meow May. Yeah, I'll be there for that too.
And but of course, and you can catch him every so often on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast with myself and Tyler Patrick. But that is not, you would think that's enough podcasting, but no, this man loves to talk. So
that's right. I do
talk,
even more shows.
Loves to talk. If it's Blonde Biscuits or comics, he loves to talk about it.
Sometimes both.
And a combination of the two. Yes,
that's right.
But you can also find him on these fine shows.
These fine shows, such as Gamma Charge with Russell, every month we discuss either the Immortal Hulk series or the Sensational She-Hulk series. We're alternating our coverage of both of those. And we also have a Patreon, so do check that out. And over on Patreon, Predator and Prey, rather, we are joined by the aforementioned High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, and Sparky to discuss some classic Dark Horse comics featuring Fox's Predator. And last but not least, over on the Lost Library of Legends, my solo show, which is dedicated to some more undiscovered comic book gems like tonight's Hellcat miniseries. I'm covering another Steve Englehart series, actually, over there, which actually came from the 90s and is a product of the Malibu Ultraverse.
Going back to the 90s here, bitch.
The series is called The Strangers.
I love it. It's me, your old pal, the owl.
Rapid fire drops. I love it.
Yeah, do what? Yeah. I think I like that. The comment too.
Yes. I love that.
Oh, that's naughty. She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
That's what Umar was doing when she was hanging upside down on that grid.
Oh. See, I was gonna say, do you think there's any reprogrammed scrolls in any strip clubs?
Oh, definitely.
Oh my God, there's a story. A scroll working in the Marvel Universe, working a strip club. He's like, oh, who do you want tonight? Scarlet Witch? Yeah, I got that. Yeah. There's a woman? Nah, I got that. Yeah.
She-Hulk? Yeah, I got that. Yeah. That's so funny.
Where she's making porn parodies. It's and all the female heroes are like, no, we got to track her down. or it's a Skrull again. It could be men or women.
That's right. The most popular Skrull on Earth.
Oh God! All right, kids. Thank you for joining us again. Interesting. We were talking fake Mockingbird tonight. Yeah, it'll get the real Mockingbird in the next 2 weeks.
Yes, the real deal. And the first time for me reading that one, so I'm doubly excited.
Yeah, like I said, I just read it for the first time recently, but
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
yeah, lots of good stuff coming, kids. Especially around the May.
Yes.
All right, come back next time, and remember, hell is other people.